Assalamu alaikum friends. Friends, today we will be discussing a very interesting topic. Today we will be discussing who are the foreign nationals generally migrating to Turkey, or who are the people generally buying Turkish real estate. So 6 years back when we started working in Turkish immigration programs or citizenship by investment program, my expectation was that Turkish CBI programs or immigration programs would appeal more to the people staying in South Asian countries, people from the South Asian countries or people from the Middle East. But my experience in last 2-3 years has been a bit different. So we'll discuss who all are buying in Turkish real estate, who all have bought Turkish real estate in last few years. So what we've seen is especially Muslims from the West, Canada, US, European countries, UK, these people have been visiting Turkey since a long time, especially for tourism. Initially, when these people, Muslims from the West, when they come for Turkey, they don't have much expectation from Turkey. What they think is, Turkey is an amazing place for tourism, a country with rich history and culture. So that's what is there in their mind. What they see is, these lovely bridges on Istanbul, the Bosphorus, Cappadocia, Fethiye. So they generally come to Turkey. Their first experience with Turkey is from tourism point of view. So out of 10 properties, last 10 properties I would have sold, at least 5 people are either Muslims from the UK, Canada, US. So what is it that attracts them and motivates them to buy Turkey? So as we were discussing, most of these people came here for the first time for touristic purposes. So now when they come here as tourists, Turkey surprises them a bit, especially with the kind of infrastructure Turkey has. Most of my clients, when they first came to Turkey, their experience was, wow, we didn't expect it that Turkey would have such a good standard of living. Turkey would have such a good infrastructure. So we'll check out a few points why these people come here as tourists and then end up either investing or migrating to Turkey. When these Muslims who have good number of assets in their Western countries or in the places where they stay, when they want to diversify their portfolio, or if they want to migrate to a developed Muslim countries, they don't have much options actually, which is especially places which are in very good locations, especially places which are developed, which is secure. So first of all, safety is one of the point which makes them very comfortable. So I've heard a few instances that, especially in the UK or in Canada, I've heard that people have got new Range Rovers and new cars and they've been stolen from their garages. We've never heard of anything about any instances like this in Istanbul. So when it comes to safety, alhamdulillah, we might have heard of few instances of pickpocketing and stuff like that. But overall, Turkey is very safe. And this is one of the reasons which attracts people from the West. So very important point is the kind of infrastructure Turkey offers you and at what cost it offers you. So I've met a lot of people, I've met a lot of British citizens staying in Turkey. What they told me is the infrastructure that Turkey has in a lot of things is much better than what we get in London. I've got the same feedback from a lot of people. So when you compare the infrastructure of Turkey, it is at par at one of the best cities in Europe. And you get all this at a very affordable cost. So, you get a very good infra at a very competitive cost. So after safety and infrastructure, the third most important thing is the average property cost of Istanbul as compared to other Western cities. So the cost of housing, or whether you want to buy it or whether you want to rent it, the cost of housing, the cost per meter square in Istanbul is way below any other European country which offers you the same kind of infra. It's a very important topic because one of the biggest expense in your monthly budget is your rental cost, or when you want to buy, your housing cost is one of the most important aspect that people generally consider. So one more important point is the kind of returns that generally real estate or wherever you invest would give you. Especially after pandemic, a lot of real estate markets have not performed that well. Prices in many areas in Canada has crashed somewhere. UK has performed average. So when you compare Turkey with other real estate market, Turkish real estate has given very good capital appreciation and very good rental returns. These are one of the main reasons: safety, the returns Turkish real estate have given, the kind of infrastructure Turkey has, the ease of getting residency and citizenship. These are the reason why Western Muslims are choosing Turkey as an ideal destination to move to. So friends, if you have got any queries about real estate or migrating to Turkey, do reach us on our WhatsApp. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.